Hey, what's going on, guys? Just thought I would test a random live. This is completely just out of nowhere, but I kind of felt up for just seeing, what goes on with the random live, seeing how that goes. So I'm just kind of looking at some Zelda Pokemon stuff on eBay and hoping to just chat with some people about Zelda, Elden Ring, whatever. I just wanted to, just do a random live. So just gonna be chilling, browsing. Yeah, see what comes up. But hope everyone's doing well, and just looking at some random stuff. So hopefully people will join in. We can just talk some Zelda and have a good time. But yeah, just looking through some random stuff, this ridiculous anime figure stuff or whatever. But yeah, anyone, yeah, feel free to say hi. I'm just here to chat and just see how a random, just out of nowhere live stream goes. So definitely don't be afraid to ask questions, talk about whatever. This is a totally open forum stream today, and just I don't know how long I'll be streaming, but please feel free to say hi in the chat and we can talk about whatever. I'm just looking at random Zelda stuff and just kind of looking at other cool merch because I like to look at just beyond the games. Like, I feel like there's some interesting stuff that people don't know about with Zelda. But also, totally, I've been playing a lot of Elden Ring, so I'd love to chat about that too. So, again, don't be afraid to stop in and say hi and ask whatever and look at all these ridiculous butt things that they have for like who's making this stuff. I'm trying to find some. Hey, what's up, Time Travels? How's it going? Good evening. Thank you for stopping in. This is a totally just random stream, but maybe I'll test out. Hey, what's up, Casey? How's it going? Yeah, I'm just gonna test a totally random live. Because I'll be honest, I was recording one of my randomizer episodes and I had that lag issue again, if you guys are watching the series, and it kind of put me in a bummer of a mood, so I thought I'd do something a little different, just to end the night and see how it goes. But yeah, totally just down to chat. What have you guys been up to? What have you guys been playing? You're a random dude, so that will fit. Yeah, have you guys been playing Elden Ring? Or yeah, feel free to ask me anything Zelda. Just get the conversation rolling. But just looking at random stuff, I might look at some Pokemon cards too, just because I'm been into that. What is this thing? This thing looks pretty old. Nintendo Collector's Pin Series 1989. Interesting. What is this? It's going well. Been replaying Ocarina of Time lately on the Switch. Nice, nice. I don't have the expansion pass for Switch. But how's that been? I've heard. Hey, what's up, Gianni? I've heard that Majora's Mask, that might actually be the best version of the N64 Majora's Mask is actually on the Switch. Like, they did a lot of wonders, and I'm glad that they're fixing up the performance for the Switch. So like the N64 game performance. So that's cool. I'm happy to hear that, and I'll probably eventually get into it. You've been playing the Mother series since it came out on the Switch Online. I just can't wait for Wind Waker Twilight Princess to come out on the Switch. I am craving those games. Haven't gotten far in Majora's Mask yet. Yeah, time travel. I'm not holding my breath for those. But I think it will eventually happen, but let's just say I'm glad I got a Wii U to play those games because I was gonna wait and then I just caved and got a Wii U, and it's been like 3.5 years. So I'm like, okay, I think I made the right decision. Yeah. Yeah, despite the binding, it's been amazing. Yeah, I've heard that's an issue if you don't have the N64 exclusive controller, that is a pain. Like, you can't use C right. Is that correct? Casey, you found something Zelda interesting, Zelda related, definitely let me know. I'm trying to find the more obscure stuff because I'm kind of like I feel like nobody's really capitalizing on that on YouTube, like talking about the other like I mean everyone talks about the games, but nobody talks about like the merch and stuff. Although a lot of it's expensive. You will need to reset your binding every single time if you want to keep. Oh my god. That's annoying. Yeah, I could see why it just makes sense to only have like the N64 controller, but I've heard those are really hard to find. But anyway, what the hell is this thing? I don't. It says it's it's just is it just a pin? It's just a pin. It's cool though. It's the old logo, but it's $25. It's a little much. Yeah, resetting it every time, that is annoying. Otherwise, they'll mess around with your other games. It's a good point. I didn't think about that. Yeah, I feel like unless I can find the N64 controller, I may not get it. If you played Super Mario World 3, World Three's overworld music sounds like the fairy fountain music. Interesting. Super Mario World. Super Mario, wait. Are you oh, I'm sorry. Super Mario 3, not Super Mario World 3. Okay. Anyways, enough whining. The port is exceptional. Yeah. Okay. Well, let me see here. What is it? Super Mario World uh World 3 music. I'm kind of curious about that. Oh, it's Super Mario 3. Yeah, whoops. Why do I keep thinking Super Mario 3 World 3 music? Is that what it was? Yeah. I guess this soundtrack would have it. World 3. You're right. I never knew that. I knew the whistle was like the same. Yeah, sorry. I know it was I kept confusing it. Really hoping they release Wind Waker HD on Switch as a standalone game and not the expansion pack would be awesome. I don't think it would be expansion pack Saga or Sag X Noah. I think it would be similar to how they've released like Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze and other Wii U games. Obviously, with 3D World, they released like the Bowser's Fury thing. Um, but yeah, I think it would be similar to the other Wii U games. Maybe they add on a little something with them. That would be nice. But my guess is that they're gonna like slow roll it. Like they'll do Wind Waker 1 year. Like maybe even, oh man, think about this, right? Next year is 2023, which I believe would be the 20th anniversary of Wind Waker. So maybe they hold out for that and they do like celebrating the 20th anniversary of Wind Waker. We're going to do Wind Waker HD or whatever. I could see that. And then maybe the next year we get Twilight Princess or something. I could definitely see that happening because with this year's hopefully Breath of the Wild 2, right? So I don't think we're gonna get it this year. But yeah, it seems like 2022 has been pretty insane for video games because I think we're getting all the games that got delayed because of COVID are like all happening now, which is why we got like Pokemon remakes and then like Legends Arceus like 3 months later, and now we're getting Gen 9 games like in the fall. So I feel like it's definitely with Nintendo and like Breath of the Wild maybe was supposed to come out I don't know when, but we at least got Skyward Sword HD, so that's good. They might do more individual releases because of how no one liked the expansion pack release. Hopefully that or Nintendo. Yeah, yeah, we'll see. Like, because expansion pack, they've included DLC for like Animal Crossing, but other than that, it's like Sega and N64 games. I just don't see them jumping to like adding Wii U games to it. unless they do something. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would never say never, but I don't know if I see that happening. But I hope they do release it because they basically acted like the Wii U doesn't exist anymore, and like the Zelda games are really the last holdouts that haven't made it. But I think they want to wait long enough so that everyone will rebuy it. And to be honest, unless they add new content, I'm not 100% certain I will buy it because I have the Wii U ones. And honestly, the Wii U versions, in my opinion, aside from the portability of the Switch, I feel like the Wii U versions will be superior because the dual screen aspect is so nice in a Zelda game with like being able to swap out items and stuff. I just feel like the Wii U version's better, and the Wii U version of Breath of the Wild would have been better if they didn't gut out the dual screen aspect of it, but they obviously wanted their new system to have that. They wanted the new system to have like to not be the inferior version, so they must have just gutted that out, unfortunately. But not like I love the Wii U that much. I do like the Wii U, but obviously I think the Switch overall is a much better console. But I think in the case of older Zelda games, I don't see how they would be better on Switch aside from the portability. Maybe like you said, they'll release one at the next Nintendo Direct, kind of like Skyward Sword. Yeah, I think so. I definitely think it's a possibility. Like I said, if I'm correct, that Wind Waker Wind Waker was 2003, I'm pretty sure. At least in Japan it was 2003. Maybe it was 2002 in Japan. Okay, Japan was 2002, December. December though. So it was the very end of 2002. So maybe they would look at it like we just passed the 20th anniversary of Wind Waker. So here's Wind Waker HD. I could see that happening. Yeah, so we're just looking at random Zelda merch. Might look at some Pokemon cards just for fun, but again, happy to talk whatever, talk anything Zelda, talk anything video games. If you guys, I'm sure a lot of people are playing Elden Ring right now, including myself. I'm a lot of hours into the game, but I'm probably like 60% through the game maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to like 100% complete it or anything though. I do have this ocarina here, and I definitely paid less than $40, so don't pay $40 for that. Interesting. What are these? Figure collections. Lot of 10 to trade and collect. So you can get 10 for $24. Oh, let's see. This is kind of cool. Looks like get a little bit of everything up to Link Between Worlds, maybe. It looks like you got Ocarina, Skyward Sword, Wind Waker in here. That's kind of cool. How many are there? 6 different ones. And this is a lot of 10. Huh. I might have to look at those, honestly. I might I'll keep an eye on that one. Just some fun Zelda merch. Anybody else think that the Triforce hunt in Wind Waker was extremely annoying? I was not a fan of the GameCube version, Gianni, but I did. Maybe it was because I don't know. In the Wii U, I don't think it's bad. I think it's okay in Wii U. I like how they changed it. It makes it a lot more doable. How would you compare Elden Ring to Dark Souls or something like Sekiro? So I've only played a little bit of Sekiro, but I completed the first Dark Souls. I played a lot of Dark Souls 2, but never beat it. Elden Ring, I feel like Elden Ring is my favorite because I just love exploring, and I like how if you're stuck at a part that you can just go, and there's plenty of other places to go and explore, so that you don't have to just sit there and grind or like continue to fight the same boss over and over again until you beat it. Like I do still, when I want to beat a boss, I will continue to fight it over and over again. But if I don't feel like doing that, I like that there's plenty of other things I can do. So I think Elden Ring, although I do have a soft spot for the first Dark Souls game, I love the map design of that game and just how it all comes together. I think it's a beautiful game, but I do think Elden Ring, just that open world style, works really well. In Sekiro, I just didn't play enough to tell you one way or another, and I do want to go back to that at some point. The vanilla Triforce hunt was a stretch. The wind adaptations were a pain. I'm trying to think of the most annoying thing in 3D Zeldas. I mean, the Triforce hunt's definitely one of them. Probably the other one is just like doing the light spirit things in Twilight Princess, as well as just like the intro to Twilight Princess can be a little annoying. The kind of thing you don't do every, yeah. The 10 pose are pretty annoying. Yeah, I never do. The only time I do the Poe quest is if I play a randomizer for Ocarina of Time. I don't care about that last bottle. It's not enough for me to like, it's not I'm never motivated to do it unless it's a randomizer. Trying to move around in Jabu Jabu. Yeah. I don't mind Jabu Jabu that much just cuz I know exactly what I need to do to get in and out of there. 7-in-1 GBA. There's a lot of these like random, like weird collection things. You skip 90% of the time. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you, time travels. I skip it if I can. Oh, this is cool. Goron replica mask. Yeah, I do have the full-size Hylian shield thing. Oh, this is a pretty good deal, honestly. 182 for both. And I do also have this, which, unless this is a higher quality version, you do not need to pay $300 for it. Imprisoned Phase 2. Imprisoned Phase 2 is definitely annoying, but it can definitely be a lot shorter, I feel like, than like a Triforce quest. Only do the Poe quest if you have urged 100%. I'm with you. I don't think I've ever 100%ed any Zelda game, like I said, outside of a randomizer where I basically had to do everything in Ocarina. There's very few games I will 100% complete. Anytime they give you a weapon to immediately remove it is painful. True that. These are always kind of cool. These like pendants that you get here. And yeah, the boss key. I really like the boss key. It's just, I don't know what I would do with it, but it is cool. Yeah. Like, I mean, the Wind Waker, definitely an annoying part in the Wind Waker 2 is the Forsaken Fortress. In Skyward Sword, as they give you the Master Sword and let you mess around with it for 2 minutes, they will dump you in a stealth mission in Elden Volcano just to have it stolen. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that one. Pretty sure your brother has that box set. That's cool. Yes, and then I'm just like not even gonna comment on those stupid mouse pads. My God. Yeah. So one thing, you were able to 100% OT and almost 100% Majora's Mask. I always get all the masks in Majora's Mask, but I just do not care enough to do the hard pieces or any of the upgrades and stuff. But I always like getting all the masks in Majora's Mask. $5 for this. I do have this pin here because it came with a collection. And that Goron mask again. I've been seeing this too. Someone gifted me not this, but something similar where they like printed over a newspaper. It's kind of interesting. Wow, the Zelda amiibo for 100 and is that really hard to find? I feel like you kind of have to get near 100% of Majora's Mask to get the full story. Yeah, I agree. I agree for sure. There is, yeah, there's so much untold. If you just play through the game straight up, it's just you're not gonna get the whole story for sure. All I was missing was one or two hearts in the last bottle. Yeah, there's a few heart pieces that are just like the frogs. Doing the frogs is just like for a heart piece. And then like when you do the secret area with all the redo all the boss fights, like some of those heart pieces are so annoying. And I think that isn't there a heart piece where you like redo the Anju in Cafe quest up to a certain point or something? If you do it 100%, Majora's Mask is one of the only Zeldas you could make a great movie or anime. Definitely. I mean, someone made that fantastic animation. It's granted it's not the full story, but that terrible fate or whatever it was called. This is pretty cool, Deku Tree. Although it doesn't it needs to be like a bonsai tree to look like great Deku Tree. Maybe a show, yeah, but I always feel like they make a Zelda film absolutely terrible. Yeah, I heard there's actually, if you look up on YouTube, there's like a concept that someone did for let me see if I can find it. Someone did like a concept for a Zelda cartoon or Zelda animated movie and it didn't get picked up. Let's see. Zelda animated like um preview or something. I'll see if I can find it. It was like, oh, here we go. Secret animated movie trailer that like some it was like a pitch for like something Zelda. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, I'll just cut to like part of it. It would be like if there was gonna be like a show or something. I'll just cut to more. It's like I don't know how I feel about the style, but yeah, I didn't like. Yeah, I mean that's Ganondorf. Yeah, I didn't love the style of that. It just yeah, I don't know. I've seen that style before and it just yeah, it didn't really do it for me. It just somehow just like the Warcraft movie, it was guaranteed they F it up. Yeah, they have yet to do a video game movie that I would consider like great. Yeah, really clayish. There hasn't been a great video game movie. There has been like decent, I mean good. I think Detective Pikachu might be the best video game movie. And like Pokemon's like so much more than a video game, so it's like how much does I mean, I it counts. It counts, but yeah, like Uncharted, they just totally like that's such a disappointment. Like Uncharted should be a layup. Uncharted should be the easiest layup because it basically is an action movie and they found a way with like I like Tom Holland, but my god, he is not Nathan Drake. It's like that's it. And like Mark Wahlberg is not Sully. They just it should be a layup, and they just totally messed up. Detective Pikachu has a great set of morals and values attributed for real, and it really surprised me. Like, I do like Detective Pikachu. I wouldn't consider it like a like a great movie, but it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. Like, I had a good time, but it's not like and it's definitely, like I said, I think it is the best video game movie because the bar the bar's pretty low. But that doesn't mean, like, I think it's a good movie, but I wouldn't say it's like a great movie. Yeah, two great actors, but yeah, it wasn't with the role they should have been. Yeah. Uncharted. I mean, and I've been hearing that movie. I've been hearing about Uncharted for forever, for literally like since Uncharted 2 came out. I feel like people have been talking about an Uncharted movie, and then it finally came out, and it was like, seriously, after all that? Feels like you could have made Christian Bale look a bit like Nathan. Yeah, I think there's a ton of people. There's a ton of people you could have cast. It's like Tom Holland was too young, and Mark Wahlberg also was too young. Funny enough, or at least they didn't make him look old enough. And I just didn't like. I don't know. You can't unsee them both. Like, you're better off with like no name actors to fit those roles, because you can't unsee Mark Wahlberg when he's playing Sully. Like, you just see Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, so that was just a disappointment. I didn't even see the movie because I heard enough, and the trailers was enough to make me feel like this, like, you could have called this movie literally anything, and I would have had no idea it was anything to do with Uncharted. So yeah, but that's why I'm like, like, at this point I'm just like, until people can figure out, it's been, because I mean, think about it, it's been like 30 years at this point, and no one has figured out how to properly adapt a video game movie. Like, nobody has figured it out. The Maybe I can look at Rotten Tomatoes video game movies. Nobody has figured it out. Detective Pikachu, definitely the closest. I mean, it's good. It's the best one. It's the only good one. Let's see. Angry Birds. Need we Yeah, and Detective 68's a little harsh in my opinion. They always Yeah, they just always to make it different. Yeah, they always change stuff. Oh, Sonic. So I feel like Detective Pikachu should be like 75%, in my opinion. Sonic wasn't bad either. I will say that. Sonic, again, it was not a masterpiece, but I thought Sonic was good. So I take that back. Detective Pikachu and Sonic. So, I mean, I guess they're getting better, right? Mortal Kombat 2021 was, you know, yeah, Sonic looked like it was going to be bad, but it actually was pretty decent. Actually, this Mortal Kombat was not the worst either, but definitely worse than these two movies. Like, this I mean, it's because they added this Cole character who doesn't belong in the movie. I never saw Tomb Raider, but apparently it was not great. Never saw Rampage either. I didn't even know. I didn't even know this existed. This Mortal Kombat. It was a live action movie. Enjoying your Zelda randomizer run. What was the first Zelda game I played? What's up, Dave? The first Zelda game I played was A Link to the Past, but the first Zelda game I beat was Ocarina of Time. But when I was because I'm old as hell. My friends introduced me to Zelda through A Link to the Past on the Super Nintendo, but I was pretty intimidated by it. But I loved the music, and it made me interested in the series. And then eventually, I got Ocarina of Time. How about Wreck-It Ralph? Wreck-It Ralph is good. I wouldn't consider it a. I mean, it's a video game movie, but I feel like the conversation is so it's like movies about video games. There's definitely some good ones, but when you're adapting a video game into a movie, that's like no one's been able to do that right. Like Wreck-It Ralph is a great movie that has to do with video games, but has there been I think the real question is, has anyone been able to take a video game and adapt it into a good movie? And I don't think we've seen it done in a great way yet. But we've seen it done pretty well. Like I said, Sonic and Detective Pikachu. So 2019, 2020, we were on a roll there for a bit. OT was your intro to the series. That's awesome. I think it was for a lot of people. Although Wind Waker was the one that really catapulted me into like loving Zelda, because that was the first Zelda game I anticipated and like waited for its release and then played like and experienced it for the first time on my own. Whereas like Ocarina, by the time I got around to playing it, I had seen my friends play through a lot of the game before. But like Wind Waker was like a fresh experience for me. So for that, I'll always like Wind Waker a lot. Started with Ocarina of Time, but didn't finish it in the last couple of years. You got around to it and played it twice. Even really like the Water Temple the second time around. Yeah, I think once you know where those two small keys are, you start to appreciate the Water Temple. For sure. What else we got? Yeah, the old Mortal Kombat. Angry Birds movie. Yeah, here we go. Uncharted, 41%. Prince of Persia, another one that could have been a layup, but was not. Resident Evil, another one that could have been a layup. Silent Hill, this one hurts. This one hurts me. Because again, the potential was there, but it's not good. It has moments, but it's not good. Warcraft, another one, potential, but not good. You played Wind Waker late in 2014, 2015, and damn, I wonder how insane it was once you set sail for the first time with that insane music in one of the first vast open world. Yeah, it was awesome. I think at that time, I don't even think I appreciated how impressive it was for its time. I kind of just like played it and enjoyed the heck out of it. But I don't think I thought enough about how impressive the technology was at the time, but it definitely was. I definitely, once I played the game, I was like, I know, because there's a lot of controversy around the art style, but once I played the game, like obviously you appreciate the art style and you love it. And again, I think the music is incredible in Wind Waker, probably my favorite soundtrack. Anyway, enough of the video game movies. I would only find Lake Bed harder because the map layout is more complicated. OT is simple, but you have to constantly switch the water as opposed to once in the lake bed. Yeah. I definitely still get turned around in Lake Bed Temple. And I I have not gotten to it yet in my, because I know Twilight Princess is my next review, and I've only beaten the Forest Temple. I'm so behind. I was like, oh, this is gonna come out in March, and hey, what's up, Waffle? How's it going? I was like, yeah, it's totally gonna come out probably around March, and I'm like, yikes. Other games have like really stolen my time, unfortunately. um yeah, between Pokemon Legends and Elden Ring, I've been like trying to budget my time because I record everything. I record all the footage for my Zelda reviews, so that way if I ever need a cutscene or anything, I have it for like future videos too. So it's not easy for me to just like start up as the game like that I'm reviewing and like play it whenever, just like, oh, I have a quick time on my lunch break, I can do a dungeon or something, because I have to make sure I'm recording all the footage. So it's like I have to pick my spots of when I'm recording and like playing through the games, because like I said, I need all the footage. And because of that, I have, and all these games that have come out, because the beginning of 2022 has been insane with cool games, that it slowed me down on that. I spent so much time with Legends, great game, heard great things about Elden Ring. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. If you enjoy the Souls type games, it's a lot of fun. And yeah, and I loved Legends a lot too. But I'm glad I was able to get some content out of that too. Um, if you think of lake bed as pieces of a puzzle as part of the temple, in the same way the Eagle Tower, it's easy to figure out. Well, time travels. I have a rough time with the Eagle Tower too, so I don't know how much that will help me, because Eagle Tower messes with me. Um, for some reason, the three main water temples, as I see, water, lake bed, and Great Bay, you seem to like them all. I think as you get familiar with them, you like them more. But lake bed, yeah, no, lake bed, I always get lost at one point in lake bed. Great Bay, I'm good with Great Bay. I just had to do it once to be okay with it. But the first time I walked into Great Bay, I was like, what is this? I have no idea. I was stuck in the first room for literally 30 minutes because I didn't understand pushing those switches or whatever to get the water going through the pipes. I literally was in that first room like, I don't know where to go. But then once I did lake bed once, I like, the next time I did it, like I somehow remembered where all the stray fairies were and everything. I was like proud of myself. But it's been a long time since I played Majora's, so I'm a little nervous for when I go back. But lake bed, I always get through most of it, and then like finding that last, like I think finding the boss key, I always mess it up for some reason. Yeah, the first time. Oh, and yeah, and this Link plush I actually have up on my shelf. Oh, yeah, you can see him right here. I got Barnes and Noble near me was going out of business, and they had it on a discount. Unfortunately, that Barnes and Noble was closing, but yeah, honestly, all the water dungeons are super well designed. Um, really. Hey, what's up, Philip? Thank you for stopping by. I just decided to do a random live tonight. And it's cool to see like people showed up. I had no idea. I was like, I'm just gonna see what happens. I was like, I'm testing the waters here of seeing how a random live stream would go, and I would say it's going well. So I'm glad people are hanging out on late on a Saturday night. The part with the circle platforms always messes me up. Oh, are you talking about the ones like hanging on the chains or whatever? The one I think they spin, right? You always end up going trial and error. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna struggle again with lake bed, because I just always, there's always something I miss. And I don't play Twilight Princess nearly as much as some of the other Zelda games. Your favorite dungeons are Forest, Snow Peak, and Sandship. Those are very good picks, and those are definitely, all three of those are in my top five for sure, Dave. You actually didn't think you'd like any 2D dungeons until you got to Eagle Tower. So good. Link's Awakening, it still hasn't clicked with me. It still hasn't clicked with me. Like I love a lot of things about Link's Awakening, but I think the Game Boy Color Zelda games are like Oracle of Seasons. Replaying it for my review, I started to like it more, but like Seasons and Ages, when I played replayed them back. No, when I played them for the first time in like, this is gonna be like 2011. I was in college, so yeah, I'm old. But I did not like those games. But I've learned to appreciate them now, and I do like them. But Ages, there's so much like, there's people that love puzzles and stuff, and Ages is a great game for that kind of person. I don't know if you guys ever watched Zelda Dungeon, but I know the owner of Zelda Dungeon, like Masi's, like he loves Oracle of Ages, and I think it's a great game. But there's parts of that game that it's just like, it's such a pain. It's such a pain. Yeah, the platforms with the chains. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Definitely an annoying part. It's You'd say your favorites are Stonehead, Forest, and Ancient Cistern. Those are wait, Stonehead. Why am I not remembering what Stonehead is? Stonehead. Why am I blanking? Come on, I'm supposed to be the Zelda guy. Is it Stonehead Temple? Oh, it's Stone Tower Temple. Okay. Are you talking about Stone Tower? Or isn't it? Oh, Stone Tower. Okay. Because isn't it Stonehead Island? I was thinking Wind Waker because isn't it like Stonehead Island? Right? That's I got confused for a second. Link's Awakening is your intro to Zelda. That's awesome. Yeah, see that was the one where it's like you're a big fan of a lot of the dungeons in Link Between Worlds. I do like Link Between Worlds dungeons a lot. Top three would be all from Ocarina of Time. Yeah, so for me, like the order I played the Zelda games was, so I guess yeah, I was like I played A Link to the Past a little bit. Then I played Ocarina of Time. Then I played a little bit of Majora's Mask. Like I beat the first dungeon of Majora's Mask with a friend. Like he had gotten it and I was playing it at his house. So I played a little bit of Majora's Mask. Then I played Wind Waker. And then I don't think I played um and then eventually I guess I played Twilight Princess. And then I think I started going through all the other ones like Minish Cap, Link's Awakening, the Oracle games, Phantom Hourglass, Spirit Tracks. When I was like in college in 2011, that's when I just like went through all the games, everything to catch up before Skyward Sword. Hey, what's up, Ace? How's it going? Appreciate you stopping by. City in the Sky is a bit underrated. People don't like City in the Sky. I do like it. I like it. Your favorite Zelda dungeon, City in the Sky, Great Bay, Ancient Cistern. All very solid choices. Yeah, I don't mind City in the Sky. It can have slow moments, but I like it. Link's Awakening was also your intro. Not a good starting point in my opinion. Too confusing. I Yeah, some people say it's easy. I don't find Link's Awakening easy. I struggle with the Game Boy Color games. It's just knowing how to get to the next dungeon is sometimes the hardest part for me. And there's just like those random things like where you have to beat those enemies at like from the top platform in like one of the dungeons and not the bottom one. If you beat him on the bottom one, you don't get the chest. It's like things like that. Sandship and Ancient Cistern are just exceptional dungeons. I agree. You've repeated Snow Peak a few times, and it's a good dungeon, definitely with perfect setting atmosphere. But to be honest, I don't actually think it's structured as well as people say. So, the reason Snow Peak is one of my favorite dungeons is because the theming and the story it tells is so good. And I just like the setting. The setting of like this snowy mansion is really cool. I also like ice block puzzles for whatever reason, where you push ice blocks around. I don't know why I like them, but I do, even if I'm not the best at them. But then the story it's telling with like Yeti and Yetta, and like you're going and get the ingredients for the soup, just like all of that comes together. Even if like maybe the dungeon design itself is like not as good as some other dungeons, I think people love it so much because of everything else that comes together with it. So yeah, I think it's just one of the best dungeons ever. Yeah, I mean Snow Peak may actually like Forest Temple and Ocarina is great, but I do think Snow Peak may be my favorite dungeon because of I feel like it just has almost everything going for it. The only thing that sucks about I hate those stupid guys that throw the lances at you. Except for those guys are annoying, but otherwise it's great. Best final dungeon is Hyrule Castle from Twilight Princess, in your opinion? You know, I think that's a very solid take because especially I'm kind of over final dungeons where you have to do a piece of each dungeon. I'm okay with it being short because I don't know, at least from a replayability perspective, like Ganon's castle in Ocarina, it's like super annoying to just do all those sections over and over. So I do like that Twilight Princess doesn't have the piece of every dungeon gimmick, right? Wind Waker, you have to fight all the bosses again, which granted is at least a little bit shorter, but there's even a little room you have to solve before that. Twilight Princess Ganon is a beast version of a version. Yeah. And yeah, I mean the final fight with Ganon's great too. So I know I give Twilight Princess a lot of crap, but it has some really good it has some parts about it that it does better than any other Zelda. Waffle's favorite dungeons would be Cistern, Spirit Temple, Sandship, Snow Peak, and Arbiter's Grounds. Very, very solid list. I feel like almost everyone has Sandship on there. Cistern and Sandship are almost on everyone's list, which is definitely 100% valid in my opinion. Even if it was a bad dungeon, I think the final four fights Ganondorf would make up for it 100%. Yeah, I agree, but I do think it's good. I think Hyrule Castle's good. It's very atmospheric. It's cool to explore. Like we don't often get to explore Hyrule Castle, at least in 3D. I mean, I guess Breath of the Wild we got the full castle too, but it was the first time like we got to really see Hyrule Castle for the first time, like in a 3D setting. So that was really cool because obviously Ocarina, it's already Ganon's castle, and then Wind Waker, it's like you only get a it's you're not really seeing much of the castle. Desert dungeons, I always love Gerudo. Anytime they have Gerudo stuff included, I always like it. You love Sandship but prefer the mining dungeon from Skyward Sword. I like both dungeons a lot. I think Lanayru mining is a little underrated for sure. Still, I guess I'm sort of looking at eBay, but not really. Who cares? I can show you guys. I can just go full screen, I guess, because I'm not really looking at these. Hold on, 1 second. Okay. Well, one thing I'll be doing these in shorts, but I'm excited to. I found more of these Twilight Princess trading cards, so I'm excited to open those. Um, I was about to say I love the atmosphere, music, and mining facility. Yeah, I love the music and mining facility. And yeah, the time shift stones are a great gimmick that they use. But yeah, I was happy to find more of these. These are from 2007. Like, and I keep going to this card shop and they sell them for $4. And I mean, I guess I do have eBay on. Like, let me show you guys. If you look up, since we're talking about Twilight Princess so much, Twilight Princess trading card packs. Let me see. I think. Well, obviously a box. People are selling the box for like 400. I spelled packs wrong. I can't even let's see. 2 packs for $60. Like, look at this. And people are watching it. How many? So people are selling these for like $30 a pack, and then I go to my local card shop and I find them. He can't see it. It says $4 on there, and I found 5 more of them. So I keep buying them up, and I'm gonna open them as shorts on the channel because they help a lot. One of the ones I did got like really good views, so I'm gonna keep doing. They just work better in a short style, but they're pretty cool. If you go to a local card shop, I'd look for these. They're pretty cool. Yeah. But yeah, I mean they're like a little beat up, but I'm gonna open these anyway. I do have a few that I'm gonna keep sealed, um, just because I think it's cool. Like, these are 15 years old and like they're unopened. You would buy a deck themed with different Zelda cards and characters happily. They have ones that were made in like 2017. You can still find them. I bought some on eBay. I have a whole thing of like the cards I can show you guys. I'll have to figure out which one it is. Okay, I think I found them. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen on the channel, I've done a few Zelda pack openings, but yeah, they do exist. So these are like this one here. This is from like the 2017 ones that they have, like Twilight Princess, Breath of the Wild. I found these like collection boxes. So like here's like a Fi from Skyward Sword. Yeah, I have to turn it this way just because of the light. My light like kind of glares it. But yeah, I did a video on those if you want to see like the box that you get them in. Like, this is Song of Time so this is like Ocarina 3D. So yeah, they include a lot of the big games. Like, this is yeah, we got Majora's Mask here. So it's pretty cool. But then like I've already opened some of the Twilight Princess ones. Let me see if I can find. Oh yeah, like this is a Twilight Princess one here. That's like the fairy in a bottle. And yeah, we were talking about Yetta. Anyway, taking a shower, starting laundry. Hey, time travels. Thank you for hanging out. Have an awesome night. Appreciate you stopping by. Can't believe I pronounced Phi as Fee for years up until I heard it was wrong. Yeah, I mean, when it's voice I mean, when there's no voice acting, sometimes it's hard to know what the. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I just called it 5 for the heck of it, but where's the big boy pull? Yetta looks like a human in a Yeti costume. I know, right? So this I got from the Twilight Princess pack. It is the gold foil Ganondorf card. And this is apparently like one of, if not the best card you can get in the whole set. I think this is like $150, like just as this. So somehow, like, and I have a video. If you guys haven't seen it, I do have a video of me pulling this card. Um, when I was opening these packs, so I was like super lucky to get this. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, so that's the big prize, and I guess on the back of it, like all the gold cards, like make a they make a picture together. But anyway, so yeah, I may actually get that. I don't know if you guys are familiar with like graded cards, but I may get that graded because only 6 of those have been graded ever. But right now, everyone's grading cards. If you're familiar with like the Pokemon craze in sports cards, so it's a little expensive to do that. So I won't be doing that for a while. But it's it was pretty cool to get. So yeah, I'll be doing those as shorts on that channel for those 5 packs. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, um, but yeah, again, if you guys have suggestions for like videos and stuff you want to see, that'd be feel free to let me know, because I'm open to doing different types of videos or just new topics on Zelda that you haven't seen. I'm trying to figure out something a little bit different. Um, although I think like it's right now it's just like a slow point in Zelda because we're all waiting for Breath of the Wild 2. And like you see like Monster Maze and Mass Nintendo Bandit are now like they're like covering other stuff because like Zelda's news is just so slow, and I don't blame them at all. Like um but once Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, it's going to be like an explosion. Like there's going to be a lot more people coming in because they're going to be interested in Zelda again. Um and I think it'll be like a more fun time, but it's been like slow. Like we've gotten uh we got Skyward Sword HD, but it's a game like we've already played. And then we've got like little bits we get these crumbs of news, like the most exciting thing to happen for Breath of the Wild 2 in the last like 4 months is those patents that came out. It's like give us something. Maybe rank Zelda games on a tier list based off of their soundtracks. Not sure. I do believe I've done that one. Well, I've done a lot of tier lists. I've I'm gonna keep doing tier lists until I dominate the entire search on YouTube for Zelda tier lists. I wouldn't feel pressure to rush the Twilight Princess review. Otherwise, you won't really enjoy it. I'd rather have you wait so you can enjoy it again and have a cool review. So you take your time. Thank you. I'm just gonna call you Noah, just because I don't know how to pronounce your full name correctly, but yeah, I appreciate it. I think right now I'm just enjoying Elden Ring, and I think I'm just once I beat Elden Ring, there's not going to be another game that's I think will distract me, and I can take my time with Twilight Princess. Yeah, because I don't want to rush through it and have a more negative opinion than I would normally. And I think just I'm into Elden Ring right now, and I'm just gonna play it until I'm done with it, and then focus on Twilight Princess because yeah. So because it was like Legends Arceus, like I was so into it and I enjoyed the heck out of it, and that took my time. That took my attention, and then Elden Ring came out, and it's just been like normally this time of year is slow, but it's been crazy. But after this, there's no game coming out that I'm like I need to play this now, so I can focus on Twilight Princess after that. Rank all 49 islands from the Wind Waker. It's not even the worst. It's not even the worst idea, Dave. I like that idea. Um, but yeah, I was proud, like, cause yeah, I make so many tier lists, and I think what I'm gonna do now, my idea is to at least do one a month. I think that's a good pace. Like, you gotta pop that rating every once in a while to get views. So, I think uh, I think I'll do one a month, um, and I think that's a good pace. But I was proud because I think so. Mass Nintendo Bandit did a he did his own tier list, and he was like talking about, oh, how there's been like everyone, so many people have done a tier list, but he hasn't done one. But as he was talking about that, he was like he had a screenshot of like YouTube search, and he was scrolling through it, and like at the last second, one of my videos made it on like the search, and I was like, yes, I made it. I snuck my way into somebody else's video. So I thought that was pretty funny, because I think my difficulty tier list, like ranking the difficulty, made it. It's like it's in like the top 10 if you search like Zelda tier list. It's somewhere up there. It has pretty good positioning. Rank all of the Zelda remasters, remakes based off the improvements. I don't think you've done that. Okay, I really like that one, Waffle. I will I'll write that one down. Like, which is the best remake? Yeah, because I mean that creates an interesting conversation with things like what is it? With Majora's Mask, right? Because I think that's one of the more controversial ones. Let's see. Add, okay. Remake and remaster tier list. I wrote that one down. It's a good suggestion. But also like other topics, because I think so most Zelda channels I think are, by the way, I'm looking this way just because that's where the chat is on my second screen, but I think most Zelda channels that are like big are like theory channels, and I enjoy that content, but I'm just not like a big theory, like I'm just not big on coming up with theories of my own, because all the time the way I think of things is like I'm thinking from like, okay, what was the developer thinking? That's why like my video on like the exploring outside of Hyrule, if you guys have seen it, it's more about like why haven't the developers decided to show us a little bit more of like what's outside of Hyrule, not like a theory about what lands based on in-game evidence and stuff like that. How mad would you be if there was a Wind Waker randomizer and someone just got a Triforce piece from Medley straight at the beginning instead of the the telescope? That would be interesting, but I guess you'd have to get the telescope at some point, because then you couldn't progress the game, right? That would be interesting though. I know there's Wind Waker randomizers. I've never watched one or played one. Um, but that one would be like there's so many treasure charts. Like, I don't know if I'd enjoy that one. Like, I don't know if I want to do any randomizer outside of Ocarina of Time, to be honest, because you have to really know a game. You're the GOAT. What's up, Robert? How you doing? Thank you for stopping by. What's up, Adam? Zelda theories can be fun, but at the end of the day, they are pretty shallow. Eventually, it turns into speculation, and it gets old fast. Yeah, there's some, like, I'm actually thinking about, and let me know what you guys think of this, but I'm thinking about, and maybe I'll do it like live and then clip it. But I was thinking about like reacting to theory videos and like breaking down why I disagree with them. And I know, like, I don't want to come off like a dick or anything, because like I like a lot of the creators and I don't want to like crap all over their content, because they're well made and a lot of them are better than anything I could edit together. But I think just some of the theories I've seen are just like so absurd. If you just think from, if you like logically think, if you take yourself outside of just the Zelda universe and then say like the mindset of the developers, like would this ever be something that the developers would intentionally do? Do I prefer Ocarina of Time or Majora's Novas? That's a hard question. I love both games. I would have to lean towards Ocarina, but I think both are amazing. Yeah, it is. It's definitely fun to speculate. And if there's like ground behind it that is intentionally put there, um, it's cool. Um, Majora's Mask is the only 3D Zelda you need to play. Plan to play it sometime this summer. Yeah, definitely play it. It's very different from other Zelda games, but it's amazing. Do I think dungeons are coming back in Breath of the Wild 2? I hope so. I don't think they're gonna be traditional, like exactly how we think they are. Like I did have I speculated potentially that those sky islands might be the dungeons. That I compared it to like Mario Galaxy, where it might be like you go to one of those islands and you solve a puzzle and then you go through that gate and it warps you to another one of those small islands, and that whole collection of islands is a dungeon. I think that might be possible. I think there will be dungeons, but it's not going to be what we think of, like at least most of them I don't think will be what we think of as a dungeon. It'll be like, I think they're going to reinvent the dungeon basically. Zeltic makes very good videos. He definitely does. I enjoy a lot of his videos. Monster Maze is probably my favorite, but I think Zeltic is very very good. Skyward Sword is still a top one for me. Main problem was just a linear path. Yeah, I there's a lot I like about Skyward Sword. I don't think I can rank the 3D Zeldas. I love every one of them for different reasons, but I do think Wind Waker is my favorite. Totally respect it. Yeah, honestly, there's a case for every single 3D Zelda, as why it's the best. Um, but then any day of the week, I could say Skyward Sword. Yeah, there's literally a case for every 3D Zelda why it's the best. But on the theory thing, like, I don't mean to pick on Hyrule Gamer because I think he's a great content creator and I do enjoy his content. But like, for instance, like I think one of his theories, which I loved, that he looked at the statues in Ocarina of Time that are in Hyrule Castle. Like when you're trying to get past the guards, there's statues of people, and one of them is like of a hero. It's like some random statue of a guy. He doesn't look like Link, but he looks like some heroic character or whatever. In like especially the 3D version, right? Because they redid the models and everything. And so like some of the stuff he speculated, I don't remember, but I know one of the things like he suggested, like, oh, is this like Gustav, like the hero of men or whatever, from the Minish Cap, because based on the timeline that like that could potentially be the hero. But it's like based on when they made Ocarina of Time, there's no way that they were thinking that far ahead. Plus, Capcom made Minish Cap, so it's like you got to put those pieces together too, which I feel like, and it's not to pick on Hyrule Gamer, but I think like that's the angle that like theory videos don't do enough of, which is like think about the development process and like would that ever be something that they would think of. But Minish Cap, I do love me some Minish Cap. Bought Minish Cap on Switch a while ago and forgot how good it was from the days you played it on Game Boy. Yeah, I still don't own a copy of Minish Cap. It's one of the game, except for the I do have a Japanese copy of Minish Cap, which tell me the box art for Japanese if it will get rid of the glare. So, I can't get rid of the glare, but the artwork is so amazing for the Japanese Minish Cap. If yeah, there we go. That's a better shot of it. And this is cross region, but obviously you won't be able to read any of the text. Phantom Hourglass is criminally underrated. Totally agree. You need to play Minish Cap. You heard great things. Definitely worth playing. Yeah, I do have it on the Wii U Virtual Console too. Now that I think about it. The other thing about theories is that you have to ask yourself if it even matters. Like, does it matter if the statue in OET is the old hero Minish Cap? Yeah, it's a good point. It is a good point for sure. I think at the end of the day, Adam and like I don't fault anyone for it, but I think people just need content, right? And especially with Zelda, it's like we wait years. Like we've waited years and to get like crumbs, we got that trailer for Breath of the Wild 2. Then we had to wait 2 years to get like another minute of footage. So it's like, people need stuff to talk about if they want to keep talking about Zelda. So I get it. But again, like I do like to think about theories like, the ones that make sense. The ones that make sense are like the hero shade being Ocarina of Time Link. And I know this one's all but true at this point, but like before it was like soft confirmed by like Hyrule Historia. Like that's a theory that like there's a lot of ground to it. So things like that I think are good. Am I gonna post more Pokemon Arceus videos? Especially if there's DLC, Robert, I would definitely be open to it. And if there's anything you want me to see covering Legends Arceus, I'd be happy to take the suggestion, and if I feel like I can do something with it, I'd be happy to. For now, I'm leaving it at like I kind of did my initials impressions in a review. But if there's anything I feel like is compelling that I want to talk about, I would definitely do a video. And yeah, if there's DLC, I will at least do a review of the DLC. And I really hope there is, because I would love to play more. But I got in Legends Arceus, I did the Pokedex all the way up to level 10. So I got the shiny charm. I got Arceus, all that stuff. So probably only going to go back to do shiny hunting when I feel like it. Yeah. Some theories like Snow Peak being the old training ground, cool, but things like why is there a mark on a random wall, I don't find as engaging in my opinion. Still respect the work they put into it. Totally agree. Yeah, like Monster Maze I think did a whole thing on the Snow Peak ruins, and he like the amount of material he's able to get just based on structures and stuff is super impressive. So I love his work. And the amount of stuff he's been able to like dig out of Breath of the Wild for Breath of the Wild 2 is incredible. So I would say like his style is my favorite style of like theorizing, because he usually doesn't stretch too far. You have them in GameCube, but the changes on the Wii U are awesome. Yeah, I do like the HD versions more. They able to take out the stamps in the Miiverse bottle. Not sure what they were replacing with. Yeah, probably some other online feature or something. but yeah, they do have to figure that out. The giant armor in Snow Peak intrigues me. I think Celtic theorized on them. Yeah. Oh, there was another Celtic video recently. I feel like that it was like a really interesting theory. I forget what it is though. I know there was something somewhat like maybe a couple months ago, not like super recent. Um, maybe I can see what it was if I remember. There was one that like really had me thinking. If I can, stuck in this thing right now on my browser. Okay, wait. Let me just check real quick. Is it gonna play his video for a second? Let's see. I don't know if I remember. Yeah, I don't know. Fortunately, I don't remember which one it was. What happened to the? Oh, let's see. I should stream like this more often. Yeah, this was yeah, Robert, this is a test. This is just like a test. I literally like no plan, no announcement. I just booted up booted it up to see what would happen, and I appreciate everyone coming in, and like it's been a nice fluid conversation. So I think this has given me the confidence to do this more often. I think I'll try to do the like maybe I might try to eventually get to like maybe a once a week stream. And the idea is maybe I could take some of the highlights, like I'll have a plan, like an agenda. Like obviously we can have just time where we're chilling, but maybe like react to some stuff, talk about specific things, like interact with the chat, and then like put the highlights as a video. Adam, gotta go. Only here for sure, but love your content. Keep it up. Would like to be part of streams in the future. Thank you for stopping by, Adam, and definitely, I should do this more. So I'll make sure to do that. And yeah, it'd be cool. Turn it into content as well. You like Zelda Masters videos? He has good tutorials, guides, which you probably need. I've seen some of his stuff. I like him a lot. He's a good dude. From everything I've heard, he's a good dude. I think he he lets a lot of the big creators use his footage, which is really cool. And he's got some pretty good theory videos too. Majora is definitely the best game to theorize because I feel like most of them are actually true. That's true as well. Off to bed, and Dave. Thank you for stopping by, dude. You really enjoyed his video on Romani Ranch Aliens. Yeah, I've seen a few videos on those. Those are really cool. What was I gonna say? I thought of something. I think it was something with theory videos, and I guess I forgot about it. That's all right. If I think about it, I'll bring it up again. But yeah, it's hopefully I think we're just in a real slow we're in a real slow point with Zelda, but like by the end of the year it's going to pick up. And I'm glad like Elden Ring came out now and not in the fall, because one of the things I was thinking about is how much um thunder that would have stole from Zelda. So am I doing the 3DS or N64 Majora's Mask review? The plan was to do the 3DS review because I've never played that version and I wanted to just play it and give my thoughts on it. But so when I do my Majora's Mask review, I will do the 3DS version. But Majora's Mask may be the only review that I do two versions of, because like for Wind Waker, I did the HD and I just said basically I would have scored GameCube almost the same, so I don't need to review GameCube. But Majora's I feel might be different enough that I have to do two reviews. I would just probably do the 3DS first because, like I said, I never played it, and then I would do the N64 one like a little bit further down the line, just because I had just played through the 3DS one. I wouldn't really feel like playing through the N64 one. I think they deliberately left it ambiguous so that you can make up your own reality about what's happening in Termina. Yeah, I totally agree, Noah. I think a lot of Zelda lore, particularly Majora's Mask, is purposely left ambiguous. Um, because it's our theories kind of make it more fun, right? I feel like if they just told us how everything was, Zelda lore wouldn't be that interesting. And that's one of those video, like I've thought about making a video like why your Zelda theory is wrong. And I think part of the aspect is that I think Nintendo purposely likes to leave things ambiguous. Because like think about it, right? Think about how much people love Majora's Mask and the creepy lore behind it. But if they told you everything, like who the Dark Tribe is that controls Majora's Mask, or like how Termina and Hyrule are connected, and all this stuff, like it wouldn't be as cool. Like the part of the reason why people love Majora's Mask is because there's so much we don't know. Like they leave just enough to make you like so interested in it, but like they leave the rest for us to fill in the blanks, so we never know the real answers. And I think that's like the magic of Zelda lore, is finding that line of giving us enough to like pique our interest, and then they like cut it off and like we have to figure it out. And they may not even have an actual answer. Like there probably isn't. They My guess is they were like, yeah, Dark Tribe, whatever, and they didn't think about it ever again. And then you have all these fans like frothing at the mouth about who's the Dark Tribe, who's the Dark Tribe, and you know, Aonuma is probably like, I don't even remember talking about Dark Tribe. We just threw that line in, like, um, that's like they probably didn't think 2 seconds longer about that, but we're all like crazy about it. You're conflicted on Majora's Mask 3D. You've heard a lot of improvements, but also a lot of downgrades. At this point, Waffle, maybe try the Switch version. I've heard that's like, I think you should play the N64 version first, Waffle. Like I want to play the 3D version because I played the N64 version, but I think the true version to play first is the N64. The final hours in Termina are so bleak and depressing, but the feeling of hope shines through. Yeah, I think it improves with the Bomber's Notebook, but the color palette is just way saturated for my liking. Yeah, it looks cool just because it looks different to me. Um, so yeah, I want to give it a shot just because, like I said, I never played it. But like I said, that might be the one review that I do both. We finally answered the question: is Majora's Mask a bad remake? And it isn't terrible, but could have been better. Yeah, the main thing, like the colors, I'm not as worried about. For me, it's the Zora swimming and the Deku hopping, and the boss fights. Like those are the disappointments. But everything else seems like it was pretty good. Anyone else think Twilight Princess is the most boring 3D game? Had trouble getting through it and stopped halfway. The thing is, Twilight Princess, I think the first half of the game is just, it is too slow. But the second half of the game is really good. But I think, yeah, it's tough. It is a little too slow. Because I think the last time I played, and keep in mind it's a casual playthrough, but it took me 13 hours to get to the Master Sword. 13 hours. It's like, that seems a little long. Um, yeah. It's worth it, Robert, just to experience the later dungeons. because that's the real highlight of the game. But yeah, it is the beginning is too like I'll tell you this though, like I've played like for my review, I know I'm behind, but I'm gonna just because of Elden Ring, but I've played up to the Forest Temple as of now, um, and the beginning wasn't as bad as I remembered, but it is still 2 hours until you're in the Forest Temple. It's like 2 hours and 15 minutes until you're into the Forest Temple, which is definitely too long, and then 13 hours to get to the Master Sword. And like obviously, advancements whatever from Ocarina, but you can get to the Master Sword in Ocarina if you're going like pretty if you're hauling ass, you can get there in like just a little over 2 hours. You can get to the Master Sword. um yeah, I think so far the fastest I've beaten Ocarina of Time is I think 7 hours and like 20 minutes or something. um and that's just like hauling ass going through the game, because me and my buddy would race like I'm and that's not using like speed run techniques and stuff, maybe a little bit just for fun, but um yeah. And I'm not saying the Twilight Princess should be 7 hours, but I do think 13 hours to get like the weird thing is like with I love how you said OT is the comfort food of Zelda. Yeah, it really is. um the thing with Twilight Princess is right. It's 13 hours to the Master Sword, and then I think I beat the game in like 20 hours or 22 hours or something. So the first three dungeons, like getting through the first three dungeons and everything, getting through the first three dungeons and everything, all the other stuff in between takes longer than the last, like how many dungeons after? Um, how many dungeons are you have? Arbiters, Snow Peak, Temple of Time, City in the Sky, Palace of Twilight, and then Hyrule Castle. So you have six dungeons. It takes you longer, or or about as much time to get through the first three dungeons than the last six. And I think that's the biggest issue. That's one of the big issues with Twilight Princess. Like, you know, like the Master Sword is the halfway point when it should be like it should be like the 33% or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, Ocarina of Time, it just has the best pacing of any Zelda game. Yeah, like certain games did things great. I mean, obviously, Breath of the Wild's pacing is like you make your own pacing, but it always takes you about 10 hours more than everyone else to beat a 3D Zelda game, probably because you don't know what you're doing half the time, especially with puzzles. Yeah. Yeah, certain ones will trip me up too. Yeah, so I'm so mad because I recorded another randomizer and I had the freaking frame rate issue again, and I'm so bummed out because it was an awesome episode and it's gonna get ruined. Let's see. You think it drags a bit, but you enjoy the downtime between dungeons and build to the story more. It's like a bike ride up a hill, slow head start, but the ride down. Yeah, I just wish they made the bug thing more exciting, the light spirits or whatever. Majora's Mask has a great flow to it as well. If you know what you're doing, yeah. Majora's Mask, like I don't know how I'm gonna grade the pacing on that because it's a little bit different. Those randomizer videos are the highlights. I'm glad you enjoy them, Robert. It's like I know they're not my best performing videos, but it seems like there is a nice base of people that enjoy it. Oh, the Tom Nook thing was hilarious. I'm gonna have to pull. It looks like I'm gonna have to pull that out again, unfortunately, um, because I had frame rate issues again. I'm so sad because it's a good video, and I did something I didn't know I could do. Um, Like, so basically, I'm gonna just talk about this because it's not gonna be great to see in the video anyway because the frame rate thing messed up, and I'm gonna have to figure it out for the next part because um I want to make sure that the rest of the parts are good. So I had to figure that out. But I don't know. It's something to do with my computer like heating up and then like the frame rate goes bad. But anyway, the cool part was in the randomizer, I don't have the boomerang yet as a child. So I was in the spirit temple as a child and you're at the part and like tell me if I've just missed this the whole time. But in the spirit temple, one of the early rooms, like I think when you first crawl under the thing as a child, you walk into the room, that you get the like spinning thing, you get the two doors, and you have the little crevice in the middle. But you go in that door on the left, and you walk into the room. There's a Stalfos, and there is like the spinning bubble, but then there's that plank with a switch behind it. And normally, what I do, and I'm sure this is what everyone does if I'm not mistaken or I'm crazy, is you throw the boomerang, you go around the plank, you hit the switch, the plank falls down. Like everyone follow me with the room I'm talking about? So I was uh I was stuck in that room because I didn't have the boomerang. Exactly, Robert. So I I usually use the boomerang. I never knew. So I was trying the bombs. At first I was trying to throw bombs for it to explode at the right time to hit the switch. And then I was jumping with bombs to try and hit that switch. And no luck. But then I freaking threw a bomb chew at the wall. It crawled all the way around and it hit that switch. And I was like my first try too, and it hit that switch. I never knew you could use a bomb chew on that, and I was so pumped. But then I looked at the footage, and it's laggy, and I'm sad. So I'm gonna have to figure out. So that part I'm just gonna have to speed up again, unfortunately, just with the highlights, and then figure it out because something's going on with my computer where my CPU starts spiking and I'm just lagging. And so now I'm gonna be super paranoid, but I have to figure it out because the run's like almost done. Did I ever get the frog song reward? No, I still haven't found Epona's song, Robert. I still haven't found Epona's song. I actually don't know Nova's on that Majora's Mask question. Yep. Yeah, actually, I don't know about that. I haven't played the Nintendo Switch Online yet, but I do hear it's the best version to play. It seems like all the speedrunners are going to adopt it, so it seems like they actually did a good job with it. But I'm probably gonna call it a night, guys. I super appreciate everyone coming on. This was really cool because I just did a totally impromptu live, and it means a lot that people stuck around to hang out and talk. So definitely, this has encouraged me to do more. So I'll have to think about it. Like I think the next live maybe I'll have something I want to cover, but then also like we have time to just chat about whatever and go from there. Um, but yeah, this was a ton of fun, and yeah, super appreciate everyone hanging out. So yeah, I'll definitely announce the next time I'm gonna do one, just so more people know about it. Um, but yeah, otherwise, you guys have an awesome night, and I'll talk to you guys soon. So yeah, maybe we'll figure something out for once a week. But anyway, appreciate it and have an awesome